Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Red Hawk Sports Network. I'm Ryan Nussbaum. I'm alongside Luke Sirianni. But before we get to tonight's basketball action, we want to take a moment to honor our friend Matt Orth, who passed away recently. The class of 2023 graduate, he was a very important member here at the Red Hawk Sports Network, as well as the Montclarian, where he served as sports editor. In addition to being an incredibly talented writer, he positively touched the lives of many people here at Montclair State, including myself. Matt was a gentle giant. He was the kind of person who would go out of his way to make sure everyone here on campus felt included and welcome. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and the friends of Matt Orth. We're going to now take a quick moment of silence in his honor. Thank you for that. Now let's get back to tonight's game. You know, it's the final day of the NJAC regular season, and we should be treated to an epic matchup. The College of New Jersey Lions are in town, and they are taking on the Montclair State University Red Hawks. Final day of the regular season. The fight for the #1 spot in the NJAC tournament comes down to the next 40 minutes of basketball.
Ryan, this is one of the craziest NJAC seasons I've ever seen, and I think it's really going to go down in history of Montclair State, regardless of how this team finishes off. Where do you want to start? Both of these teams are tied, 15-2 conference record, absolutely elite. For this Red Hawk team, Ryan, 13 straight wins. It just blows my mind how great they've been this season. Only one loss at home, and it wasn't even to an NJAC opponent. So undefeated at home in conference play. It's tough to beat teams like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It has come down to the wire. But that 13-game winning streak, it was put in a serious jeopardy Wednesday night against New Jersey City University. It was an absolute barn burner over there in JC. It was the first game in program history to ever go into triple overtime. The Gothic Knights had a 15-point deficit that they had to overcome before getting into overtime. But when both teams got there, it was absolutely electric. Both teams traded blows throughout added time, but in the end, Montclair State pulled away. They scored 6 unanswered points in triple overtime to take that game 88-79. It was Alexa Stroller, really, who led the way offensively. She scored 22 points, a career high for her, and Vero, as well as Alyssa Craigwell, were also key contributors to that game as well. And, you know, the Red Hawks, they were pushed to the absolute limit that night, and they prevailed. You know, they really, held their own. They were dialed in the whole time, came out with the victory, still undefeated.
It's incredible. I mean, and what a great win, first of all. That big three, I call them, Strollo, Vero, Craigwell, absolutely so consistent this year. And then there's other players, too, that really contribute. But it seems as well that Coach Harvey very excited about how that game kind of wrapped up. And, again, 13 straight. Really just, they have a chance today to end the season, regular season, on an all-time high.
And let's see what Coach Harvey had to say after that gritty win. She said, "It was an incredible display of heart and determination. We had so many chances to finish the game, and we couldn't. Most have given up, but they never did. By the third overtime, they were exhausted and mentally spent. They found a way to dig deeper. I couldn't be more proud of them." And yes, that's Coach Harvey right there. Very big achievement, on potentially that we could be seeing today past the NJAC. Very big achievement potentially coming up.
200 wins on the line for Coach Harvey. Could clinch it today if the Red Hawks take down the Lions. And, I mean, what is it with this school, Ryan? You have top coaches all hitting milestones. Eileen O'Reilly did it earlier in the year. Coach Potts as well hit a big milestone. Coach Harvey could hit 200 NJAC wins. And, again, not only is it impressive, it's just based on where this team was last year, she's come such a long way. And, what a bounce-back season it has been for women's basketball. It's been beyond impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we could, let's take a look at Coach Harvey's achievements while she's been at the helm of the Red Hawks. I mean, Harvey's already the program's winningest head coach, posting a 338 and 118 overall record. And in her 18 seasons as coach here, she's been Coach of the Year in the NJAC 6 times. and she's also got 6 NJAC chips herself, 7 NCAA tournament appearances, including a Final Four appearance back in 2015. And man, what can I say? Just an absolutely great career that she's had, but the best could still be yet to come. This team has been very exciting, especially now that we're in the final moment here. Final game, I should say, before we go into the playoffs. They're right on the top of everybody's mind, but now the question is, who's going to be the best team for Montclair State to be playing in the NJAC tournament? For that, we're going to go to the third member of our crew, Vincent Bacone. Vin, take it away.
Well, folks, if not Ryan and Luke haven't specified it enough, guys, this game has huge playoff implications. TCNJ and Montclair sit at the top of the NJAC division right now. Now, whichever team, if Montclair is to win, Montclair will probably face Kane or NJCU after the bye. But if we could look a little bit deeper into the playoffs here, the playoffs are going to be huge. And which team is Montclair going to be able to face? My pick for who I would love to see them face is the Rowan Profs. All right. They took 1 out of 2 against them in the season series. And after that first game on November 26th, where Montclair was held to single digits in the second and fourth quarter, first of all, they haven't been held to single digit points in multiple quarters since that game or before that game. It is a huge game. They've been on a winning streak ever since in the NJAC. Now, this will be a huge game because they are neck and neck in stats constantly. Three-pointers, opponent three-point percentage, blocked shots, points allowed. It's a huge game. If these two teams are to face in the NJAC playoffs, it would be a game to remember and an NJAC rivalry game to remember. Now, we'll have to see if these two teams make it to the playoffs or meet each other in the playoffs, rather. But for now, we got a great game coming up. Back to Ryan and Luke in the booth.
Thank you, Vincent. I mean, I like those picks. We're going to find out today where Montclair State's going to face, who they're going to play in the first rounds. I think they do match up as well, very well with the Rowan Profs. I think that's the rivalry we all want to see. We know how Montclair State and Rowan, we know how that rivalry rings here at Montclair State in all sports, not just basketball. But we'll see after today how that's going to be. For my players to watch today, I'm looking for Sophia Benaventine. She's been unbelievable, coming off a season-high 20 points versus Kane and scoring 10 or more points in her last 3. And she's far and away the team's assist leader with 127 of them. I love those snake-eyed passes, Ryan. You know what I'm talking about. It's
Absolutely.
Been all season for her. She's so important to this team, and although it's a one-year rental most likely, she's made such a huge impact. Going over now to the away side, TCNJ Lions, I like Nia Branchizio. She's currently 6th in the NJAC in scoring, averaging 13 points per game, the top player for the Lions. And she had a very solid earlier matchup against the Redhawks, 14 points last month, and is looking for another dominant performance tonight. I mean, Ryan, what do you think about those two players?
Quick note about Branchizio as well. We've been told that she's only 2 3-pointers away from breaking the TCNJ all-time 3-pointer record. She'll pass Jen Hutchinson, who was here from 1996 to 2000. So a long-standing record. That's something on the away side that we're going to be looking out for.
Something about the NJAC conference and milestones, players and coaches, a lot of things to go. And for TCNJ, not only that is Branchizio looking for that record. She wants to be the 1 seed in the NJAC conference for women's playoffs. Both of these teams have a lot on the line today. I'm really excited for it. And then not to jump the gun or anything, but also men's game right after, nearly just as important. So it's going to be a great doubleheader here. Montclair State, TCNJ Lions. I love these doubleheaders. Yeah,
the situation just so simple. It's just as simple as that. You win this game, you are the number 1 seed. You have home court advantage through the entire NJAC tournament. It should be an absolute bar burner. And if the last matchup between these two teams was anything to really, go off of, it should be a very fun basketball game.
It will be. It's going to be 4 hard-fought quarters, and for Coach Karen Harvey specifically, a lot of players on that bench that can come in and do just as good of a job as some of the starters. So it's nice to have a lot of players to look for, and I'm excited to see what the game plan is going into today.
Yeah, last time these two teams played, it was just neck and neck the whole way through. It came down to TCNJ on the last possession. Grace Kowalski for the Lions, the freshman, one of the best scoring options that team has, had the ball, but it's Sophie Benaventine who came up clutch with the big-time block at the buzzer. and that is what gave Montclair State the win. And what a momentum boost. And, you know, when they won that game, I saw that, and it made me think, wow, this team is serious. This team is here. This team should be exciting. I did not know they would go on a 13-game winning streak right after, but certainly I knew exciting basketball was to be played. That's exactly what we're going to see tonight as well.
Yeah, they established that dominance really early in the season when we thought, wow, this team could really be an NJAC contender. Now there's no question what they're capable of. Really just, I'm excited for this one. It's going to be an amazing game, and I want to see the matchup between, specifically in my opinion, Olivia Vero versus Jacqueline Fight. Those are two players that are going to battle it out in the paint, and I want to see who comes out on top.
Yeah, Jacqueline Fight averaging 7.3 points, 5.5 rebounds. Definitely a player that we should be looking out for. We're going to go through the national anthem, and we will see you on the other side of that. And we are back here on the Red Hawk Sports Network, moments away from tip-off here in Panzer Athletic Center on the campus of Montclair State University. Ryan Nussbaum alongside Luke Sirianni bringing you all the action from the NJAC regular season finale. And, you know, Luke, I think this is a better time than ever to get into today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting TCNJ Lions. Starting today, it's going to be number 3, the junior Katie Fricker. Number 10, Nina Branchizio. Number 14, Grace Kowalski. Number 22, Jacqueline Fight. And number 44, Ariana McLeod, rounding out the lineup. And for Montclair State, no surprises for Coach Karen Harvey. She's going to send out Alexis Strollo, Madison Mercott, Sophie Benaventine, Olivia Vero, and of course the freshman phenom herself, Alyssa Craigwell. Should be a really good matchup. These are two very deep basketball teams. What do you think about the starting lineups? No real surprises.
No, you're right. No surprises at all for this Red Hawk side. And we gave credit to 4 of those players. Also, cannot forget Mercott. She's been so important to this team. Not scoring as many points as the others, but Montclair has those scorers. She does just about everything else, but for these other, this starting 5, Ryan, a real force to reckon with in the NJAC Conference. 5 players that have high basketball IQ and work really hard.
And I want to kind of zoom out a little bit. I mean, emotionally, this is such a big game. Montclair State has not won the regular season championship since 2016. It could be a pretty big moment for this program. What do you say from an emotional standpoint? How do you think the players are going to be handling it?
I think everybody's really excited, especially Olivia Vero, which she is a senior. I don't know if she has another year of eligibility or if we could see her back next year, but I would assume it is her her last dance, as well as Sophia Benaventine. A lot of those other players will be back next year, Ryan. So Alyssa Craigwell has plenty of time to win an NJAC tournament, NJAC title. There's 2 players today that really want to go out on a high note here to end their stellar Red Hawk career.
Absolutely. We are now just moments away from tip-off from Panzer Athletic Center. It is number 1 versus number 2 in the NJAC. Winner comes away with the NJAC regular season title. This is the moments that you know as a sports fan that you live for, and we're going to be able to witness it right here, right now.
Everything comes down to this one, Ryan, and 1 seed. It's no joke to be at home the whole NJAC playoffs. Obviously, we will see both teams in the next round, so it's nobody's final game today, but like you said, home court implications are huge.
Getting set for the tip-off is going to be Craigwell for Montclair State and Fight for the College of New Jersey. Opening tip, and we are underway from Panzer Athletic Center. Sophie Benaventine comes up with it. Montclair State in the all-white jerseys with the red numbering. The College of New Jersey with the navy blue and gold. Craigwell goes for the shot early, gets her own rebound, puts it back, and makes good on it. Craigwell getting things started the right way.
Just about a perfect start there, Ryan. Craigwell missed the initial take and fought twice as hard to get it back and got the job done. Well done. Amazing first offensive drive there.
Lions going the other way. Driving in, fight. Gets the bucket.
Seemed a little too easy there for Fight. Looks like there was a little bit of a hesitation there from the Red Hawks to pick up on defense. Something that has to be cleaned up later.
Benaventine with the ball again, swung it over to Craigwell. Nearly lost the ball and went to Strollo. Marcotte, one line on her. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Benaventine, bounce pass to Vero. She drives in, and it's going to go off the side of the iron. Benaventine's going to get the rebound. Shot clock's going to expire, and that's going to be a great defensive stand for the Lions.
Yeah, not much to say there on the Red Hawks side. They tried. They moved that ball really quickly, but got to give credit to TCNJ right now. Coach Kessie Jackson looks like that she did her homework on this team right now. Really smart first defensive drive there. Way to rebound on it.
It's going to be Grace Kowalski set to inbound now for the Lions. Freshman averaging 12 points in her rookie year. She's going to give a little football pass to the inside. Here's the layup and the bucket for McLeod. Wow.
TCNJ came to play today, Ryan. It looks like they are not going to go out easy.
Bounce pass. Craigwell driving in, using her speed, and getting another layup just like that. It is 4-4.
Each team ends up responding on the far end. This is a great matchup so far. Craigwell so consistent down there in the paint.
On the other end, it's Fight. Double team. Pass to the outside, finding a wide open woman. Shot taken from three, and it's off. It was Fricker taking the shot. Rebound by the Lions. Whistle called and a foul.
It happens. That was a foul on Benaventine, but I do like what Montclair State just did right in front of our booth, Ryan. Jacqueline Fight had that ball, and Strollo and Benaventine immediately swarmed them. I think that's the player you kind of have to eliminate today. Allow other people to make their shots, but now 2 shots at the line.
McLeod gets her first, averaging 5 rebounds on the season, one of the finest rebounders on this TCNJ Lion team. The second shot up and in. 2-point advantage for the Lions. Getting set to inbound now, it's Strollo. Into Marcotte. Marcotte taking her time at midcourt. Waiting for plays to get set up. Pretty good coverage being played right now by TCNJ. It's Strollo wide open outside the arc. Swings it out to Vero. Vero holds, gets it into Craigwell. She's under the basket and muscles it in there. Look at all the pressure on there. 2 women on her. 2 women had the hand on the ball. Does not matter.
I know I said in the pregame, Melissa Craigwell is 4 years to win an NJAC title. Forget that. She wants it now. Amazing down low. Just the only one she missed, she put her missed layup back up. So right now, in my book, she's shooting 100%.
Branquizio has Marcotte. She's going to hand it off to Fight. Fight. Looking to drive in. Is going to swing to the outside instead. 3-ball taken off the side of the iron. It was McLeod taking the shot. And it looks like Fricker's going to get the rebound. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Rolled. Branquizio. Over to Kowalski. Kowalski, a lob inside. And it's going to be a charge called against the Lions. Sophie Benaventine taking one for the team.
She took a shot there and barely planting her feet in time, but the referee said it was enough. That was awesome. And what I love about this Red Hawk team, too, is not only their effort, but plays like that. Benaventine willing to take a hard shot there to turn the ball over to the other side, and maybe a much-needed turnover there as the Red Hawks look to take their lead back.
Shannon Hughes checks in the game for the first time. Do not leave her open if you're playing defense on her. She has a 3-ball like not many other people on this team. Here's Vero over to Craigwell, outside the arc, driving in, dishes outside. Shot taken, and Strollo can't connect. Ball's gonna go out of bounds, and the Lions make a good defensive stand.
I like the idea there. Montclair State has really developed a three-point shot, especially Strillo this season. But maybe that's a play where you just hold that ball an extra second, take a look around the court, try to find some other options. But again, I like their idea. Try to develop that three-point shot early on here.
Branquizio now handles it. Has Vero on her. Dishes out to the side. Back over to Fight. Fight with Vero on her. An arm wrestling match, and it's going to be taken away by the Red Hawks. Marcotte going quick with it. Looks for options. Gives it over to Craigwell. Craigwell muscles it up, and it's off the side iron. Lions take away.
I want to go back to that last play, the Vero Fight battle down low. That's the matchup I'm really looking forward to the most today, Ryan. It's going to be fun to watch.
McLeod out to Fight from the elbow. Splash!
Can't leave her open for a second.
Absolutely. Very good awareness seeing that mid-range shot. As it's over to Vero, puts the shot up, and the ball's going to go out of bounds. Good defense being played. I believe the foul's going to be called. Olivia Vero going to the line.
So that time, Fight hit that mid-range on the other end. Vero lost her for 1 second, but what does Olivia Vero do? She goes right back down and does the same thing right back. 13 points in the last game and already setting herself up for a good one today. Just one of the better players this year, and it's going to be such a difficult vacancy to fill next season for Coach Harvey if Vero's no longer with the team.
Brianna Montehays is going to check in for Montclair State. Really big key contributor in that game against New Jersey City. That triple overtime thriller we were talking about was double digits in points. Played a very big role in the win. Second shot is no good. 7-8 ball game. Montclair State down by 1. Here's Kowalski. Roll to Baylock. Going around the horn. McLeod towards the outside. Baylock. Limited time left now for Branquizio. There's only 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Pumps it outside. Driving in. Euro step. And it can't go in the basket. Ball's going to go out of bounds. And MSU wins the possession.
Great defensive play there, Ryan. They have just really locked in on the game plan. Both teams actually playing very aggressive on the defensive side. A lot of scoring as well, though. And you notice for both teams, especially the Red Hawks, Coach Harvey's not hesitant to make subs and rapidly change things up.
Alyssa Craigwell pretty much taking over early. 6 points on the day. I mean, that's all but one of the points for the Red Hawks. She's been the X factor in this game so far, as she's been in many games. Here's Craigwell now. She drives in. Whistle was called, and the play is blown dead.
Shot was waved off. She didn't make the shot, but right now Montclair State looking to maybe get over that bonus sooner than later. I think it's very possible the way the game is going right now. TCNJ, last couple of possessions, been just fouling a little too much, I would say.
Benaventine checks in for Madison Marcotte.
And how about that quick breather for Benaventine and Craigwell right back into the game. Coach Harvey really moving things around early.
Montehays checks the ball in, and we're back underway. Plenty of time on the shot clock for her to work as it's into Vero. Vero, give and go. Give her the bucket as well. Montclair retakes the lead.
Amazing look from Benaventine. I love watching her pass that ball around. Just floated it up in the air for Vero, and those two link up so well this season. Two players that weren't too well acquainted last season. Benaventine wasn't a Red Hawk, but
from deep and connects. Nina Branquizio just made another signature three.
There she is. I was waiting for that three-point shot. If she can establish that one, it's going to be a long day.
Meanwhile, Hughes on the other end can't get it to go down the hoop. Montclair State is going to be playing defense. Kowalski out to the outside. Back to the other end. Branquizio. Play towards Kowalski, and she's going to walk.
Nice call there from the near side official. He was excited about this one. We were chatting with him before the game a little bit, and it's tough being a referee, but right now just very, very solid officiating so far, both ways from this referee group right now.
Absolutely. I've really never had a problem with any of the officiating here in the New Jersey Athletic Conference, and this officiating crew so far has been no exception.
It's a lot of pressure to do it, especially today when you have the 1 seed on the line.
Absolutely. A lot of eyes on this game. 1 seed on the line as we're back underway. 4 minutes, 18 seconds remaining here in the first quarter at Panzer Athletic Center. Here's Vero again. And the ball's taken away now. Branquizio on the steal, going the other way. Baylock sets, passes it in. towards the outside. Shot taken from the charity stripe, in and out. Craigwell is going to come away with the rebound.
You got to love that double team on Vero, though. Branquizio poked that ball away, helped out with the double team. If you can stop Vero right now, it looks like TCNJ feel really comfortable.
Craigwell from deep, and it's off the front iron.
Three-point shots not going well right now for the Redhawks, Ryan.
Meanwhile, on the other end, shot taken. Baylock splashes it. Amanda Baylock just absolutely drilled a three-pointer. On the other end, here's Marcotte looking to respond. Rolled over to Strollo, going around the horn over to the other side. And the whistle's going to be called. A foul is going to be assessed. This time it's going to be against Montclair.
Might need a timeout soon if you're the Redhawks. I think this is a part where you could regroup and talk and fix a couple things. TCNJ right now, Ryan, just so well organized early on, defensively, offensively, and their shot selection is really wise.
Beneventine on a double team. Over to Vero, and she's going to take a walk. A travel called against Olivia Vero. Took a little bit of a stutter step in there. I can see why the officials interpreted it that way. Baylock is going to inbound, and Kowalski is going to take it up the court. She breaks half court, has Strollo on her. Plenty of traffic in that area as both teams go diving for the basketball from the elbow and connects. McLeod is going to come away with another bucket.
The Lions love that mid-range jumper. It's been going all day.
Here's Beneventine on the Euro, and it's no good. TCNJ with a sizable advantage, 16-9, with 2 minutes 40 left in the first quarter. Here's Branquizio. Back in towards Wakancha Uden on the outside. Kowalski, two women on her. Played back outside of McLeod. Over to Hutton. Hutton, a spin move. And the whistle's going to be called. Another travel violation is going to be called in this game.
A lot of violations to go around, but got to say, the shot clock was winding down regardless. Amazing Red Hawk defense there. And that was a stop they needed to get, Ryan. TCNJ on this amazing run so far. And 3 for 4 in their last 3 for 4 in their last 4 shooting attempts for the Lions. It's been unstoppable as of late.
Montclair State almost 3 minutes now without scoring a basket. They're going to have to come up big on the other side. Beneventine driving in. Layup, and it's good. Sophie Beneventine using her finesse to get that one in.
So much confidence. I thought they were going to close her down on that play, but she went up with it and trusted her instincts and finished the play. Great job from Beneventine.
Baylock, McFadden is going to play it outside to fight. Back over. Here's the three, and it's history for Nina Branquizio. She just got a big three-pointer, and she is now the program leader in three-pointers for the TCNJ Lions. What an accomplishment for her.
Congrats to her, but you see her facial expressions right now, just very calm, bigger worries on the line today for her, Ryan. But yeah, awesome for her to get in the history books there.
Vero tries to put up the shot. It's going to be recovered now by Fight. She's going to pass Jen Hutchinson, who had 268 three-pointers. Now we're in uncharted waters for TCNJ women's basketball. A lot of great players in the history of that team, and Casey is just another one. As the turnover is made.
Yeah, they got Fight on the moving screen there. And right now for TCNJ, I would say the only thing holding them back right now is self-inflicting things, travels, other violations, moving screens. I think if you clean all that up right now, they look really solid. It's really only the part that they've been struggling on is when they hurt themselves on plays like that. Got to clean it up.
Exactly, as we're back underway. Under a minute to go here in the first. Montclair State down 19-11. Bounce pass attempt over to Vero, and a wrestling match is going to break out in the paint. And it's going to be TCNJ winning the possession.
I don't know if that was the right pass there. They look like they're really focused on Olivia Vero right now, and rightfully so. That's a player you got to be worried about going to the hoop.
A little bit of pressure being played now by Montclair State as Isabel Orlando was applying it there, and it's going to be taken away. Picked off by Craigwell. Bounce pass. Back to Craigwell, and it's good. That's great team basketball.
Everything about that play, Ryan, was awesome. First of all, Benaventine, Orlando, and Strollo with the high press, and then Craigwell with the interception, timing it perfectly, and then finishing it at the end of the play for 2. You can't really write it up better than that.
6-point advantage now for the Lions. 16 seconds left in the quarter. Around 2 seconds difference, shot clock to game clock. Here comes Kowalski. She tried to pass it out, and a foul is going to be called instead. And I believe we're going to have a foul shot coming, or excuse me, an inbound coming. TCNJ.
Yeah, looks like it. And right now, I mean, the Red Hawks snapped that scoreless streak of, like you mentioned, near the 3-minute mark. Now it's about, could you build on that, right? You're only down by 6 points. It's 2 possessions, maybe 3 possessions. And, you know, 1 play at a time here. Get a stop, go down, and leave the first quarter being down only 6.
Branquizio inbounds it. A shot from mid-range and splash. Grace Kowalski gets the bucket. Short time left, and that is going to do it for the first quarter of action here at Panzer Athletic Center. The visitors, the TCNJ Lions, coming up from Ewing and having a good, solid advantage here early on. 21-13 is the score right now.
What a quarter it's been, Ryan, and I did not expect that TCNJ would be so dominant here, but you're going to take a look at some of these highlights. That interception from Craigwell was huge, and then the unselfishness, Benaventine, and then drops it right back. Amazing team effort. And then I talked about it before. Those 3 in the front with that full court press. Right now, the Red Hawks are doing their very best. The game's really young right now, just very early on, but got to give credit to the Lions, Ryan. They've just established such a strong start.
Yes, shooting 61.5% from the field, 3 for 5 from the three-point arc as well. As good as you can ask for really for a start for TCNJ. Montclair has a lot of work to do if they want to get back, but really, you know, we've seen this team play so many games. It really can be 1 or 2 possessions to really change things up.
Yeah, that's the game of basketball. Like, 1 run could really change everything. The Red Hawks can come out here with a 5-0 start and maybe take the lead. It's really, that's how basketball works. And I think for the Red Hawks right now, you see it. They're still so calm, which it's good to have. You don't want to get tied up into the nerves of basketball either. Then it'll just cause more shots being missed. But I mentioned it before. TCNJ's mid-range shooting is so elite. Like, this is top of the notch. And it looks like the Red Hawks so far have been establishing that play down low. I want to see if they can establish maybe a couple threes, knock down a couple three-pointers, and I want to see this game turn the other way.
Just set to get back underway. It's going to be Alexis Strollo set to inbound. Strollo gets the party started by inbounding over to Benaventine. She has 1 woman on her. Lobbed into Craigwell. Wrestling for the ball, and it's going to be a travel. Good defense, tight defense being played by the Lions.
I can't blame Craigwell for that play. I think she was going up with it to hopefully draw contact, but I think the referees had the call right there. Just maybe a couple steps too early. Just looking to go back to the free throw line, which, again, I do like the idea.
Lions on the possession. Shannon Hughes pressing early. Montclair playing a little more aggressively on the defensive end out of the gate. Here's McLeod driving in, sees some wide open space, goes in the triple team, and Benaventine just trying to rip that ball out. Foul is going to be called instead. But again, that's the kind of effort you see Sophie Benaventine give on essentially every single play.
Oh yeah, she's not afraid of anybody, and I love the aggressiveness there to even just slow the play down. You didn't get possession back, but you stopped an easy layup. So efforts like that are going to go a long way later on.
Branquizio inbounds it to Wakasha Uten, and we're going to have a whistle instead. Montclair State is going to come in with the possession.
Said it before in the first quarter, Ryan. Those violations, those self-inflicting issues from TCNJ could lose them the game potentially. It's keeping the game close right now. Just a lot of turnovers that Montclair isn't even initiating it. It's just silly mistakes. Something you got to clean up if you want to take this game here on the road.
Vero. Back to Strollo, over to Craigwell. She takes a look from three, and it's in and out again. On the other end, Kowalski. Back to the other end, nearly in and out. It's almost like a carnival game. The basket's right here. I've seen multiple three-pointers go in and out, and it seems like Branchizio is just the victim of another one there.
No, you're right. And even on the far end, Craigwell, same thing. Neither rim wanted to give them the friendly roll on that one. But, hey, just got to shrug it off and go back, try again.
Exactly. You know, shooters have to have short-term memory to be successful in this game. That is for certain. Beneventine with the swing over to Hughes. Nylon! Shannon Hughes gets a three-pointer and brings the Red Hawks that much closer.
There it is, Ryan. That's the 1 3 that they needed. Shannon Hughes knocks it down, and we know how she dominates at that part of it. Let's see if they can continue it.
Looking to respond on the other end. Shot is off for TCNJ, but it's going to be recovered by Baylock. Another shot again, and McLeod is just very, very effective from that area of the court. She gets another bucket.
Nice response on the far end, but got to watch out for these Red Hawks now. Hughes a couple times. When she gets one to go, they'll start falling in.
Hughes over to Vero. Ball swatted away now. Lions come away with it. Here's Branchizio. Back over to the outside, over to Kowalski. Kowalski swings it outside. Shot taken from three, and the foul is going to be called. And McLeod is going to be going the line for three.
Yeah, it was unfortunate there. And on that last possession as well, it looked like Vero might have forced that ball just a little bit to Craigwell. And now 3 shots, not ideal for sure. But right now, Montclair just look very aggressive. That's why they've been fouling so much. They're playing so hard, and it's very unintentional. But I just want to see if they can cancel out some of these free throw attempts. You don't want to be giving up points so easy. And right now, it feels like they've been chasing most of this game so far.
Vero comes off. Brianna Monta-Hayes comes back on as we finish up the free throws here. McLeod connects again. 26-16, a 10-point advantage for the Lions. The offense has to respond as it swung over to the outside. Monta-Hayes sees a wide open Craigwell. Craigwell drives in, 2 women on her. A little bit of a jumper, can't deliver there. A whistle called, and Craigwell has a chance to make it up on the charity stripe.
Although she just fouled on the far end, what does she do on the next possession? Shrugs it off, goes right to the hoop, and doing what she's been trying to do all game. Go to the hoop, draw contact, earn chances right back at the free throw line. She's been great, Ryan. 50% today in terms of shooting. 8 points, leading Montclair, that is. And as always, very consistent at the line.
One more is there to be said about Alyssa Craigwell. Great scorer, one of the premier scorers in this conference, but her speed and, again, her selflessness, like we've seen a few times today, very underrated aspects of her basketball game. She's going to miss that shot. There's going to be whistle again, and Montclair is going to have a chance with a fresh 20 seconds left on the shot clock to try to get another basket.
This is it, Ryan. This is the stretch that they need to get a little bit hot here and then tie that game up. They're almost there. Down by 9, but it feels like the Red Hawk momentum may be just waking up a little bit.
Beneventine over to Craigwell, and Craigwell is going to travel. Costly turnover potentially for Montclair State.
And I get it, Ryan. You get that ball, you're really excited. You're looking to you're already 3 steps ahead, but you just got to catch that ball and pause for a second. Think about what you're doing first,
and the ball swatted away, and Craigwell making a leaping dive to get that ball out of there. Almost goes right into our announce table. But nonetheless, we continue to play on. Great athletic feet there from Craigwell.
That wasn't bad, actually. She hit the brakes a little bit. Last year, Kendall Hodges might have pushed this table back 2 feet. It was great.
I remember that.
She was so apologetic, but of course, you're just playing hard. It's all good. We love the hustle here.
Exactly. Baylock for the Lions. Kowalski driving in. She has Craigwell on her. Back outside of Branchizio. Branchizio trying to find space. He's going to lob it to the outside over instead. Oh my goodness! Steph Curry range for Nina Branchizio. I'm a little flustered by that. Wow. From deep, she just drilled it.
3 for 4 from the three-point range, Ryan, but you mentioned it. She was a foot behind that line. Very brave to pull up from that distance.
Now here's Craigwell. She responds with a bucket, 2 women on her, and the double team is just not effective. She's just that good of a basketball player.
I don't know how she put that in. That was the most elite defense I've seen here, and she finds ways to make it work.
On the other end, and it's going to be rejected. Shot blocked by Benaventine.
Every time Benaventine seems like she's behind the ball and she's gotten beat, she accelerates in that last second and makes a play. It's yet another crucial block for her, and I mean, what is there to say? She just works so hard off that ball.
She puts it all on the line every single time.
There's the replay there once again. Benaventine swatting it away.
McLeod came away with the points there while we were on the replay. Benaventine on the other side, bounce pass, Vero, money. How many times have we seen her do that? She just finds the right place at the right time and is able to get the bucket.
Always in the right spot and knows when to put it up as well. Great play from Vero.
10-point deficit for the Redhawks, 6 minutes to go in the half. Madison Marcotte getting set to check back in. Here's Branchizio again. 2 women on her. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. McLeod puts up a shot, and that one is off the side of the iron. On the other end, here's Strollo, a floater, and that one's going to be over the hoop. Foul is going to be called. And now we're going to have substitutions here. Brianna Montehays is going to come off. Fight is coming back in for the Lions. And now Alexis Strollo is going to go to the free throw line for the first time today.
Yeah, great job from Strollo there to go to the hoop, draw contact. Fun stat for her. She has double-digit scoring 13 out of her last 15 games. And this is huge for her. I mean, currently 3rd on the team in scoring, averaging 10.1 points per game. Big strides from last year. And coming up big in her junior year for this team, they need her for the playoff stretch.
And she'll go perfect from the stripe. Brings it to a 31-23 game. Montclair State, again, looking to chip into that sizable advantage that TCNJ's kind of built up. And now look at the aggression, the full court press and advantage. And now here's Marcotte. She tries to wrestle the ball away, but TCNJ stays poised and keeps possession of the ball. Here's Kowalski. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Takes it from 3. Can't connect. On the other end, it's Strollo coming away with the rebound. Finds a wide open Benaventine. She takes a 3, and that one's off as well. Back and forth here from the Panzer Athletic Center as we get Baylock back on the play. Fight. From outside the elbow. Dribbles in, has Benaventine, muscles it in, reverse lay is no good. Montclair with another rebound. Benaventine is going to try to lead this offense to another score. Lob to the other side of the court. Swung back over towards Strollo. Strollo to Vero. Looking for options, but she'll walk instead, and that has to be frustrating.
And now we're going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Vincent Pacone.
Well, guys, we were looking into the stat books and looking back at some older games. The last time that Montclair has been down by as much as they were in that first quarter, which was 8 points, was back in November 26 against Rowan. Now, that was the NJAC opener. They were down by 9 in that game, but Redhawks still have the winning percentage on their side as they only lost that game and then the next game against William Patterson. They've been winning ever since. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Vin, for that report. Timeout for Montclair State. I mean, I do feel like Montclair, regardless of still being down by 7, has just closed that gap in a little bit. I think they've done a nice job last few minutes.
Absolutely. They've been kind of dialing back into this game, of making some pretty solid shots and just doing what they do, just making the shots that they usually make, the bread and butter plays. Finding Vero, finding Craigwell, who's already in double digits in points, by the way. Just, again, an incredible talent that Coach Harvey has been able to find and implement on this team. Lions with the ball, 4:30 left here in the half. Pressure being applied by Vero, bounce pass, fight, gets it to go, and counted and one.
What a play there from Fight. It was a very late whistle on Craigwell. I think she did totally go for that ball. I don't know if she tripped her on the way down. Unfortunate play there, but for Fight, a huge opportunity now.
Yeah, to extend the lead past 10, as you can see the contact there on the replay.
Yeah, I think she stepped on her a little bit as she went up for it, which triggered that late whistle. Not much, though, in the upper body in terms of contact between Craigwell's hand and the arm of Fight.
Fight gets the free throw, and that will be 7 points for her on the day, 3 for 5 from the field. MSU looking to respond with Montehays. Benaventine swings it to the outside. Marcotte with a crossover. Back to Strollo. Strollo over to Marcotte again. Short time left on the shot clock. Marcotte driving in, looking for options. Outside to Strollo. Putting up the shot. The prayer cannot be answered there. It's off the rim. TCNJ playing solid defense there.
Very solid defense, and Strollo almost got that ball in, but you're right, Ryan. The TCNJ right now so focused on defense. If they could hold Montclair to under 30 in the first half, that would be a huge thing.
Fight with some nice dribble moves there. Gets it to go, extending the lead for the Lions. Benaventine, bounce pass, Vero. Counted and one. Olivia Vero is going to be going to the line after an impressive off-balance bucket.
Vero today, for her standards, so far has been a little quiet on the offensive side in terms of scoring, Ryan, but then she does plays like that. It'll bring her right back to where she needs to be. A huge offensive drive for the Redhawks. Chance at 3, and to bring the deficit down to only 10 points.
Here comes Vero. First shot is up, and it is good. She'll make her and one count. Lions inbound. Facing the double team immediately is McLeod. Lions having trouble relaying it across, but finally they can get their offense set with Kowalski. Gives it over to Branchizio. Fight with Vero on her. Gets past her quickly and plays to the outside. Kowalski with the jumper from mid-range. Makes good on it.
Not much more you could do there on defense if you're Montclair State. I mean, just an amazing shot there from Kowalski, and this Lions team, they could hit just about anything you put in front of them.
Strollo from 3, and she can't get it to go. Montclair State 1 for 7 on their last 8 attempts. Meanwhile, on the other end, a response from the Lions is no good. It was McLeod trying to take that one. Ball goes out.
Parents not too happy with that one. I also thought that Shannon Hughes was not the last one to touch it, but it looks like it'll stay with the Lions. Timeout. Yeah, Ryan, that's the stat I'm really circling right now. 1 for 7 from 3. You just can't have that. And a couple times, I will give it to them. The shot clock was winding down. They had to throw something up. But a couple times, just shots maybe that you shouldn't have taken. Maybe take a step back. I feel like the men's team does it too at times. Maybe just rushing a little too much on certain drives. And again, you're not down by 25 points in the fourth quarter. You have time to really hold that ball and work with the play clock here. And that's the difference for me right now between Montclair State and TCNJ. The Lions just seem like their shot selection's a whole lot smarter, and that's why they've been so clinical with it.
I'd like to see a little bit more of Shannon Hughes as we break the huddle. She's only taken 1 3-pointer. She's a 3-point shooter at heart. 1 for 1, but it was an electric 3-pointer. I'd like to see her, unleash a little bit more.
Yeah, I think she hit 1 already, and, I think she's the best 3-point shooter on this team on a consistent basis. You're right, you got to get her going a little bit.
Lob in for the Lions. 2:30 left, 38-26 advantage for the visitors. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot taken, and it's off the front of the rim. The rebound is made by Maya Wakocha Houghton. Able to make good. Brings her to a 40-26 game. Benaventine, bounce pass. Montehays can't corral it, and it'll go out.
Unlucky there for Benaventine on that last play, being boxed out on the rebound. And TCNJ putting it right back. They're really tough to track down at this point. It's been a struggle so far for Montclair.
Indeed, Luke. Kowalski's gonna inbound it, and she does. Branquizio faces pressure. Lions doing a solid job of trying to break out of the full court press as Monta Hayes flies over. Castro as well. Branquizio. Under 2 minutes to go here. She has pressure on her from Amanda Castro. The crossover, the dribble move, back over. The layup, the left-hander is no good, but the whistle's going to be called instead. Montclair's bench is going to be happy about that one. It's going to be going the other way.
That was one they needed, Ryan. They need to keep the possession there, and they will. A minute 40. Let's see if they can get to that 30-point mark. I think that's a realistic expectation now for this team going into halftime, and something's going to need to be talked about in that locker room between Coach Harvey and her players to, I don't know, have a start of a second half where you can come back and win this game.
Here's Strollo from the line. Her shot is good. You know, they say the journey of 1,000 steps begins with a single one, but I think that's really what you think of when you think of these free throw opportunities. It's just a little bit of a way to build some confidence, chip in the lead, as the second one is no good, unfortunately, for the Redhawks. On the other end, here are the Lions looking to build on their lead. McLeod, stutter step. Fans calling for the travel, but the whistle stays in the pocket for the referees. Kowalski.
They have a point there with that one. I don't know.
As the whistle's called again, and that's going to be a turnover. No harm, no foul on the potential travel. We play on, you know, they say ball don't lie, and perhaps that's what just happened. Montclair forcing the turnover with a chance to.
You pulled the words right out of my mouth, Ryan. I think that was exactly what happened on that play.
Back on action here with Madison Marcotte. Over to Amanda Castro. Swung around to the outside over to Strollo. Marcotte dishes it inside. Vero tried to muscle it in but could not.
Saw her there a little bit frustrated. That's one that she normally hits, but again, TCNJ with the amazing defense as well. You can't be too upset about not hitting that one.
Under a minute left, bounce pass in. Shot's gonna be swatted away. The whistle comes out though. Come to the line now are the Lions. It's gonna be Maya Wakacha-Hooten.
Unfortunate foul there from Vero, just playing very aggressive to go for that ball, and two more at the line for the Lions. It's gonna be rough for Montclair State. How are they gonna rebound going into this halftime break? And I wanna see them come out with some fire in the second half. I think they will. But again, one seed on the line. It's not one today that you wanna lose.
Yeah, and as she gets the first one in, second one's they try to rebound it, but instead the ball's gonna go the other way.
See a couple of guys, Grant Holbrook and Jacob Morale is ready for game 2 as well. Men's game on deck. CJ Staniak and Thomas Gaffney will be bringing you the action on that one. Our good friend Vincent Pacone will remain on sideline.
Absolutely. Shannon Hughes is going to come in the line now. She had that three-pointer earlier. This is the first time we're seeing her from the charity stripe. Under a minute left. First shot up and good for Hughes.
Hughes so far 1 for 1 from 3. Only one attempt. Very much unlike her for how we know her. She loves that three-point shot. Maybe try to get her the ball a little more in that second half. See if she can knock a few down.
The Bethpage, New Jersey native gets both of those free throws in. Short time left, under a minute to go here at Panzer in the first half. Lions are up sizably. To the other end. Shots up, swatted away! Alexis Strollo with a volleyball spike to get that one out of here.
That was an impressive block, Ryan. Strollo, I think she was about to jump as like fully at the player and then kind of just stuffed her hand in there, got it clean. You heard the noise right through our headset. Amazing job from her on defense.
Lions inbound. 18 left on the shot clock. They have plenty of time to set up a play as they go to Fricker. Back outside, step back three, connects. TCNJ connects. It's Branquizio yet again. Cannot leave her open, not even for a second. Shot clock turned off. Montclair looking to respond. Here's Castro, 10 seconds left. Vero swatted away, taken away by the Lions. Short time, Branquizio, step back, shoots. Nylon! Branquizio is gonna end off the half on a high note. Another 3-ball for her. And it's safe to say that record that she broke in the first quarter, very much in the dust.
Unbelievable, Ryan. That last play was so predictable. You knew exactly what was going to happen. She was going to take the step back 3. There was no time on the clock. 3 of her 3-pointers, Ryan, way behind that charity stripe. And, I mean, what a half. Maybe the worst case scenario for Montclair State going into this break. It's going to be 47-29, and I don't know. A lot needs to change in this locker room right now. Craigwell leading the scoring with 11 points, far and away, but she needs some help on the supporting cast.
A lot on the line here tonight, and so far it is the Lions who are coming in and trying to take care of business.
And before we get into our halftime break, just so you know what's going on here at Panzer, members of the field hockey team will be joining us at half to be honored for National Women's Day in sports. And obviously a very, very talented women's teams we have here at the school, Ryan, and supporting one another as women's basketball look to maybe get into their biggest second half of the season.
Exactly, and it's just going to be all hands on deck for this one. They're going to really have to chip away at this lead. They're going to have to find a way to counter Branquizio instead, whether it be through their own offense, on the attack, or just, countering, getting buckets as well.
Yeah, I think right now I agree with you. You got to develop that 3-point shot going into half and maybe a little bit of a stronger defense. But give Shannon Hughes that ball just a little more. Now you see some of the members of the women's athletics here at Montclair State outside of women's basketball going to make their way to the middle of the court.
Well, right now, during halftime is going to be, we have some women's and girls athletes coming on the court to honor Women and Girls National in Sports Day. Now, Women's and Girls Sports Day is February 7th, but as you can see to the left of me, we're celebrating it today, and it's a great tradition. It's been constituted since 1987 back in D.C., and it's been a great holiday ever since. We celebrated it on February 7th. We talked a lot about it all around Montclair, but now doing a little bit of honoring here.
Thank you for that, Vin. And as the players file onto the court, a lot of different sports being represented here. You see the track athletes as well as many members of the softball team and really all the teams here at Montclair State. These women are part of the thing that makes covering sports here so special, and it's very nice to see them being honored on this very important day for women's sports.
Of course, and what great timing, right? Women's basketball, huge game, and then National Women's Sports Day coming around that same time of the year, and yeah, just so much support from this group of athletes, Ryan. And right outside of this women's basketball team, a lot of talented programs. Swim and dive just finished up. Really excited for softball, which is around the corner, track, and a couple other women's sports. We're going to have fun covering here on the Red Hawk Sports Network for the spring season.
Yeah, I mean, NJAC's just wrapped up for swimming, like you said, and the women did a really good job. Lots of records broken for the Montclair State Red Hawks, and a few pieces of silverware being taken away as well. So it's great to see them coming away with a nice kind of capstone to their season as some of them get ready for NCAAs as well.
Yeah, and we had fun covering them as well. I mean, that was a fun swim broadcast that we had. I know you had some fun calls from it as well. You enjoyed it more than any of us, I think. But cool cold open with our silent reporter, Vincent Bacone, doing a cannonball. But overall, no, seriously, swim and dive, such a great men's and women's team here, but especially the women's, which we're honoring today. So much talent, and it's such an exhausting and difficult sport. I don't know how they do it to that level.
Exactly. And credit to all the athletes out here supporting, first of all, being honored on this important day, but also supporting their fellow Red Hawks here at Panzer. It's a big game. You couldn't ask for a bigger one here as they continue to get recognized here.
Yeah, it's really nice, and big smiles from everybody onto the court. And nice, too, to see the volleyball team back here. I mean, they had their fall season. Felt like so long ago, but we're almost that much closer to their season coming up next fall. I'm sure they have spring workouts and stuff, but women's soccer as well, the other fall sport that is currently joining us here. But, again, really excited to see what some of these women do here in the athletic programs and then post-grad. A lot of them, they're known for having very high GPAs as a collective team as well. The women's soccer team, I think, having near a 3.8, close to that 4.0 range. So not only are they great on and off the field and court, but academically very strong as well.
Yeah, Kylie Compton being recognized right now for her accomplishments. And all of these athletes and the crowd, of course, giving them their due. Such an important day for women in sports. You can't take it for granted. A lot of strides have been made. A lot of sacrifice had to be made by prior generations to get women's sports to the place it is today, and it continues to grow in both the college level and the professional level.
Oh yeah, for sure. You see how the WNBA has transformed with some new players being added there, and women's soccer, professional soccer, I'm talking about Gotham City. A lot of, right, you mentioned it, you couldn't have said it better, major strides have been made. Went from not being recognized at all to now being very crucial, and it's great to see how it's growing. I'm excited to see what some of these teams do in the spring.
Now we're going to take a quick break. On the other end, the field hockey team, like you said, is going to be joining us. We'll be right back with that and the second half of action from Panzer Athletic Center.
I just meant that they were like going to the tour. I don't think they're joining us. I don't think they're getting.
And we are back here on the Red Hawk Sports Network. Ryan Nussbaum alongside Luke Sirianni. Montclair State facing a pretty sizable deficit down to the TCNJ Lions, 47-29. And Luke, let's look at the replays.
Some of the highlights we have here, Shannon Hughes with that lone three. How about this play from Melissa Craigwell? Nice touch off the glass, got the friendly roll. Awesome play there. And then on the far end, an amazing block from Benaventine. She just caught up last second, swatted it right out of bounds. And then this play from Benaventine. Nice feed to Vero and one opportunity. Olivia Vero, three-point play, successful. And then one of these, the Branchizio deep threes. There's been a few of them today. She's had three of them. That was the first one. Just absolutely outstanding from the three-point line.
But if you're coming from the Red Hawk perspective, not enough of that right now. The Lions coming in and taking care of business. It has been Nina Branchizio leading the way for them. 15 points, 5 for 7 from beyond the arc. She's been unstoppable.
Unbelievable, Ryan. It's been very, very solid for TCNJ. 47 points in the first half. That's not normal. That's a really high number right now, especially for this Red Hawk team. They usually don't allow that many points. I want to see if Montclair State could turn on the Jets in this half now. what did they talk about in that halftime locker room? I want to see what adjustments Coach Harvey has made. This one's not over just yet.
What does Montclair State need to do to try to chip away at the Lion lead?
I want them to hold that ball a little more. A couple times I've seen them rush past midcourt on offense and chuck up a shot right away. Remember, you have 30 seconds on that clock, 20 seconds actually. Hold that ball, wait for the right opportunity. Do what they normally do. They always move around that ball so nicely, and they're very wise with a smart shot selection. They could do a whole lot better. We've seen it all year, Ryan. This is their half to do it.
As Kowalski gets set to inbound, I want to remind you, if you're just now joining us, this is a huge day for both of these teams. It's the last day of the New Jersey Athletic Conference regular season. Winner of this game wins the regular season title and has the first seed in the NJAC tournament. A lot on the line today as we're back underway. Kowalski drives in, lobs to the outside, taken away by Beneventine. Potential fast break opportunity. Left-handed lay over the, missed the mark on that one.
Regardless, I love the energy coming out of the half. Beneventine intercepted it, and again, maybe just a little too fast on the far end, but Ryan, again, a lot of concepts are there. The idea is there of working hard and high energy in the second half. We saw it on that first play.
This was a tight ball game the first time this team met up with TCNJ. A one-point game came right down to the buzzers. 3-point taken off the iron, recovered though by the Lions.
Unlucky bounce off that rim. Kowalski got her own offensive board, and now the Lions another offensive attack.
Shot taken, connects again. Branquizio is unstoppable.
What are you supposed to do? It's so predictable what she's going to do, but it's impossible to stop. And again, inches behind that three-point line, Ryan. These are not the average three-point shots that you see.
An unreal 18 points so far in this game. Many coming by way of the three. Here's Hughes, lobs it to Beneventine. Beneventine trying to find somebody, swings to Craigwell. She takes a three, and the shot is off. Craigwell not having a good game from the three-point arc so far. Meanwhile, on the other side, TCNJ attempted another shot with McLeod. That one didn't go in. 50-29, 8:30 left in the third quarter. Pass over to Vero, trying to find Craigwell, can't connect, taken away now by Branquizio. She's gonna take some time to reset. Alyssa Craigwell is gonna come apply some pressure as the ball is getting passed around. Back over to Fight. Fight had a wide open look, but she'll drive in instead. Vero putting up the pressure on. A little bit of movement there, and it's going to be a walk against TCNJ.
Well done there. Vero with the great defense, hands straight up. I got fooled for a second. I thought they called a foul on her, but no, another TCNJ violation. Too many travels for them, but lucky for them right now. A 21-point comfortable lead for this Red Hawk team, Ryan. I don't want to sound like a broken record. On that last play, they rushed a little too much. Slow it down a little more.
Beneventine swings it around to Hughes. Hughes back to Strollo. Rolls it to Montehays as she drives in. Back to Hughes. 9 seconds left now for Craigwell. Plenty of pressure. Whistle called, and she'll go to the line.
That's all it takes, Ryan. You know, they took their time. They wore the shot clock down to 6. I know you don't want to chew the clock right now, being down by a good amount of points, but that's what it's going to take. Also, TCNJ, so far today, they've been known to foul as that shot clock goes down. You go to the hoop, you're going to expect some contact on your hand and arm. Alyssa Craigwell all day has taken advantage of that aspect of it.
And that's part of the reason why you said that this game's not over, because sometimes basketball games at the end really come down to the free throw shooting for both of these teams, and a lot of points can get made up from this aspect of the game. Montclair State, a very solid free throw shooting team.
And Alyssa Craigwell keeps finding herself back at the line, which is what the Red Hawks need right now, as 10 for 13 on free throws and struggling on open play points, but that's why they call them free throws. Take advantage of it.
Montclair State sending the dogs, all the pressure coming. Back to the other end, fast break, ball tipped away by Craigwell, and the athleticism of Craigwell is going to save the points.
She fought adversity there, being down 2-1 on that play, but the fact that the Lions could get out of that high press from Montclair, they executed so well, but I guess hot potato with that basketball is the way to do it to cross half court.
Inbound and swatted away again by Beneventine. The whistle will be called, but Sophie Beneventine again with the rejection.
She's unstoppable, Ryan. She loves to play defense. Intercepted passes, blocks, she does it just about all.
Inbounded now. And the ball's going to get wrestled away. Call's going to go against the Lions. Beneventine tried to go for the ball. She was fighting with Grace Kowalski. Let's see the inbound. And there's the rejection from Beneventine. Just clean rejection.
And I'm sorry, on that last play, they called her in for a reach. She clearly stole that ball away, but you see her teammates kind of calm her down a little bit and say, hey, just one play, let it go. That's how you got to be.
Lions inbounded, a little bit of a swat away for Craigwell, and the Lions are going to lose possession. Montclair State comes away with it.
That was awesome, Ryan. Poke off, fell off the hands of another TCNJ player, thanks to Alyssa Craigwell knocking it off her body. Montclair finding ways right now to fight adversity, being down by some points. 19-point deficit so far.
Here's Craigwell. Strollo wide open. Beneventine rolls in. It just went all the way around, swirled in, and Beneventine gets the Red Hawks back on the board.
My favorite type of basketball, Ryan. Unselfish all the way around. Craigwell to Strollo to Beneventine.
And it is getting loud in here as they're called with the travel. Montclair comes away with another possession, and I don't want to speak too early, but the energy has changed in here for sure. A little bit of a swing coming for MSU.
Rally caps on for sure, Ryan. Put them on if you have them on in this building. The momentum is shifting for sure. And again, TCNJ, how many times are they going to knock themselves down with these silly violations? They got to just cut it out. They're giving the ball away for free.
Beneventine gets back underway. Back over to Craigwell. Craigwell with a nice crossover. Can't finish, but gets her own rebound and finishes the job instead.
Could that rim give her cut her a little bit of slack there? That first one should have went in. Great job from Melissa Craigwell.
Absolutely, and now the ball's gonna get stolen away by Montclair. It's Melina Sullivan who's trying to steal it away. And Montclair is gonna come away with the possession. The swing is undeniable right now.
There it is for Craigwell. You saw in the replay. Second time's the charm on that shot. Oh man, Ryan, they're down by 15 still, but the energy has really shifted in this arena right now.
Back underway, a shot from three, can't connect, but the rebound is taken away now. Melvina Sullivan making her way on the floor for the first time today. Craigwell over to Alexis Strollo. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Driving in, pressure on, outside, wide open is Castro. Puts up the floater, it's swatted away and taken away. Both teams wanting possession as the foul is called. The Lions are going to come away with possession, but that was a hard-fought possession.
Oh, yeah. Montclair's not going to let anything go by easily for the remainder of this game. They've proved that the last few minutes.
Melvina Sullivan into the game. Not many minutes on her at home here at Panzer, but she's in at the biggest moment. It's swatted away by Marcotte. TCNJ continues on their offensive drive. Here's Kowalski. Back over to Branchizio. Rolled over to Baylock, to the outside to McLeod. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. McLeod drives in on Craigwell. Too much muster on it, and Montclair comes away with the ball. Marcotte hesitates. Back to Craigwell, takes a shot. Bang! Alyssa Craigwell with her first three-pointer of the day.
Wow.
And a timeout called by the Lions, and this place is getting noisy.
This is dangerous, Ryan. You want to talk about amazing momentum going into the playoffs. If the Red Hawks could pull this comeback, if they could pull this comeback out and win this game, being down at one point, 21 points not long ago, we resumed second half action, it is going to be huge. Everything we talked about at halftime has happen for Montclair State. Clearly somebody gave a great speech in that locker room. There were adjustments made, and again, just smarter basketball. I'm not seeing them rush many shots. Everybody's playing really hard. You see Beneventine, too, getting really frustrated when she makes a mistake. You need that type of passion in the sport to come back and do just that. Right now, leads cut down to 12. It could change really quick right now.
9-0 run for Montclair State University in the last 3 minutes, 48 seconds, and they have been making their presence felt. 5:28 to go here in the third. Still plenty of time to work with, but Montclair has to keep their mind on efficiency. They have to make the sure shots.
And also TCNJ nearly scoreless in 4 minutes now. Tide's turning.
And look at the aggression for Montclair on the inbound. The full court press in full effect. Baylock crosses the half court line. Kowalski. Tried to set the pick, but she'll go the other way. Shot put up, and finally a bucket for the Lions to potentially slow down the bleeding.
I got to give it to Grace Kowalski all day, regardless of being swarmed by Redhawks on offense. She just that ball's like glued to her hand. She just does not let it go.
And Craigwell, the stutter step got again. That one was going to be tagged with a travel. 52-38 game here. Last day of the regular season. The stakes can't get much higher. Kowalski, back over to her, to Branchizio. Towards the outside. Played over to Baylock. Baylock with the left-handed dribble, shot to the outside, and a rare miss now from Branchizio. She seemed to make almost every shot. That occasion, it was in and out.
Back down to reality for her, missing one shot, but for these Redhawks now, we'll see how they respond.
And respond they will try to do here with Alexis Strollo. Step back, driving in, lob to the outside. Ball's gonna be swatted out of bounds by Amanda Baylock. And there's gonna be 11 seconds left, so enough time to set up a nice little play here for Montclair State. They're gonna have to move relatively quickly.
Yeah, for sure. A whole lot of confidence seems to be put right back into this Red Hawk team. Everybody seems to be playing with a chip on their shoulder as of late, which is a good thing.
Vero and Beneventine come back on for the Red Hawks. Inbound to Beneventine. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce passes it to Vero. Short time. Lobbed it to Craigwell. 3 seconds left. Puts up a prayer and gets it off the glass.
What a touch there from Craigwell. She finds ways to make the impossible happen and got that shot off in time as well before the clock went out. Amazing job.
Back to a 12-point game as things continue to heat up. The bounce pass can't connect and is taken by Strollo. Montclair moving quickly with it. Beneventine holding it. Bounce pass. Vero. Pressure on. Bucket in. Olivia Vero brings it to 10.
10-point game, Ryan. Amazing play there. Just advancing the ball amazingly. What a play. But TCNJ with numbers now.
Wide open is the shot for Ariana McLeod, who gets it again. On the other end, Strollo with the layup. A little too much power. Taken away now by the Lions. Going towards the other end. Here's Branchizio. Swung to the other side. Another three taken. This one does not go down. Beneventine. 3 minutes left in the quarter. A stunning turnaround perhaps for Montclair State, but there's still plenty of work to be done.
A lot of work to be done. We're far from finished here, Ryan. Down by 12, Redhawks know they have a lot of work to do, and you can see it on how focused they are.
Craigwell with pressure, couldn't get it off the glass. Goes back the other way.
Listen, Craigwell, 8 for 15 so far today.
Rolled back over to Baylock, towards the outside, over to Kowalski. A crossover, wide open space. Craigwell tried to respond. Now wide open for three. Can't hit is McLeod. But it's going to be rebounded anyway. Red Hawks couldn't hustle to the ball fast enough. Shot clock completely reset. Plenty of time. Baylock. Being held by McLeod. Over to Hutton. Back out to the outside. and it's going to be out of bounds. I believe she stepped just out of bounds before the pass.
I think so too, Ryan, but I want to go back to the last couple of plays. Although Kowalski only has 6 points, she's been one of the most important players for this TCNJ side. She's been able to make defenders lose her a little bit and pass that ball around and create plays. And on that last play, she got the rebound to give TCNJ another chance, and we'll see what they can do with it now in this possession here.
What about McLeod? A very quiet 15 points for her as well. TCNJ back on the possession. Here is Branquizio. Fricker. Calling the pick is Branquizio. Step back on Craigwell. Step back again from Curry range. Can't hit it. And it's going to be going the other way. Good defensive stand now by the Red Hawks. Now they'll look to get things going on the offensive end of the court, Luke.
Now, if she hit that one, there would be problems here. That would be 4 deep range threes hit. I'm talking like a foot behind the line. Yeah. I love the bravery for it.
Nowhere near the arc, but that's the shooter mentality. Shoot or shoot. That's exactly what she was trying to do there. 18 points on the day for her. Craigwell is going to walk again. And Coach Harvey in the bench is not happy. Coach Cunningham as well.
Did they call that on Strollo?
I think they might have.
They might have. I don't think Craigwell walked.
Perhaps an off-ball foul.
Yeah, I think Strollo stopped and then threw it, but maybe she already took an extra step. I don't know. I was confused.
Business is picking up inside of Panzer Athletic Center. And here's the three-point attempt. A little too much. TCNJ gets the rebound, but they're going to shoot immediately. That one's short. Third time's the charm for the Lions. It's going to be Kowalski getting the shot. Here's Vero dribbling in, wide open lane. Whistle called, and I believe it's going to be a foul.
Yep, you got that right. And nice shot from Vero. There were a couple players in the perimeter, Benaventine, Strollo, calling for a three-point shot, but hey, you'll take what you can get here. 2 shots at the free throw line. And I will say, Ryan, TCNJ they have not been able to hit from 3 as of late. They are not afraid, though, to continue firing. Just a couple plays in a row where they just don't stop doing that.
Vero's first shot is no good.
Vero just over 13 points per game this season, just such an important player for this team, and her family always supporting here. Going to be one that this program will miss going forward.
Absolutely, such a presence in the paint. That's where she makes her money for sure. Lions on the other end. Here's Grace Kowalski, shakes off Castro, a shot, and it is not made. It was again Branquizio, as it's going to be taken away by Montclair State. Over to Strollo, nearly taken away, but Strollo maintains possession. Bounce pass, Castro, shot taken up, swatted away by Fight. Fight passes it on the other end to McLeod. McLeod to Fricker, and now they're just going to take a moment to reset. 20 seconds left on the shot clock, 24 on the game clock. They're going to try to really take their time here, perhaps.
A little too quick. I think Castro might have been a little too fast on that play there. Maybe that's one you hold on to.
Ball's loose. Benaventine, fast break. She's going to take it herself, coast to coast, gets the lay. And that will just about do it for the third quarter of action at Panzer. Still a sizable lead for the Lions, but a momentum shift has been felt for sure, Luke.
Sizable lead for the Lions, but very promising going into the fourth quarter for Montclair State, Ryan. Based on how this game started and where we were not too long ago, they were down by 21. Now you're down by 11. You made a couple mistakes here and there, but you ended the quarter in a really nice fashion. When the shot clock looked like it wasn't going to have enough time for Montclair to score, Benaventine went on a break and did her job, got the layup. This is going to come down to the wire, and I think the Coach Harvey and the Montclair State team know that. Everybody's got to leave everything on this court here, Ryan, in the fourth quarter. It could be your last regular season home game. Could be the last home game of the season, so not something you want to give up too easy.
And now we're going to send it over to Vincent Picone.
Well, folks, we're here at the Panzer Athletic Center, but that's not the only basketball happening right now. There's basketball happening everywhere around the NJAC right now. So, to give you a little bit of what's going on around the league, right now, William Patterson is destroying or crushing the Ramfo Roadrunners right now, 50-16. That's in the third quarter. Kane University and Rutgers Camden, or I apologize, Rutgers Newark are going up against each other, and that game is currently 35-32. And finally, the Rowan Profs, who was my pick for, and they're winning 50-39. Back to you guys in the booth. We'll be back later.
Thank you very much for that, Vin. We are down to the final 10 minutes of the regular season. One of these two teams is going to walk away with the regular season championship. Right now, it seems like TCNJ is leading the way, but things have, as like we were saying, have been changing just a little bit. A lot of work to be done, but this game not over yet. It is going to be Alexis Strollo to inbound for the Redhawks.
This is huge, Ryan. Last 10 minutes of the game, and maybe the biggest quarter that this team has faced this season for the 1 seed. How bad do you want it?
Here's Craigwell, a jumper, gets it off the glass. Good start for the Redhawks in the opening 10 seconds as Craigwell try to dive for another one. They're gonna call the whistle against her, but you gotta love the ambition.
I think Fight might have went with that one a little bit and sold it well. Craigwell was a little early to that ball, but I'll tell you what, I think that's the type of basketball you gotta let just play on. Nevertheless, love the aggressiveness.
Fricker, and they're gonna call a travel on her. The referee spied that from a long way away. Good eye on that. It's gonna be a turnover.
How many travels have they had so far, Ryan? It has to be in the double digits. Way too many turnovers, and you're giving it away for free. It can't happen here.
These are not the mistakes you can make if you want to come away with the win today. Both of these teams so talented, so deep. We've been treated to some excellent basketball. Strollo, triple team on her. Swings it outside. Craigwell takes a look and can't get it. But Bentine gets the rebound. 18 left on the shot clock. Over to Craigwell on the other end. Shot taken. The prayer is not answered there for Strollo. Recovered by the Lions. Going the other way. Here's Branquizio. She hasn't scored since the opening moments of the second half. A little bit of a drop for her. She's been still shooting. Again, she can heat up at any time. On the other end, McLeod. Layup, can't get it, and we're going the other way. Castro finds Strollo. Benaventine trying to set up the play. She'll get the ball instead. Montclair is going to swing it back to Strollo. 10 seconds left on the shot clock as it goes to Castro. From outside the three-point arc, back over to Vero. From the logo, can't get it to go.
Yeah, and you see the frustration on that play from Strollo, asking for some players to shuffle around, set some screens. TCNJ had everything closed up, Ryan. Every possible lane just locked up like a safe. And that time, Montclair couldn't get it to hit.
Not a single drop coming out of that faucet. Good defense being played by the Lions. Craigwell having to face the 2-on-1. The jumper is missed, taken by Vero. Benaventine gets the ball again. 2-on-2. Reinforcements coming now for the Lions. Benaventine holding it, looking for options. Finds Strollo. Over to Benaventine again. Gets it to the outside to Castro. She takes a look. Can't get it to go, but Craigwell is going to get it instead. Craigwell puts up the bucket and gets the basket. And the Redhawks are inching closer and closer.
She almost fell out of bounds, and she managed to balance her body and then put down a two. What a big possession that was.
The pressure is being felt as there's another turnover against the Lions. Montclair State gets the ball back, and the crowd is really getting into it now.
You got to feel pretty confident right now that you could pull this win off if you're the Redhawks. And as of now, just a very solid run. You see that replay from Alyssa Craigwell. I'm still questioning how she managed to do it, but finds ways down low to make up big plays and put up some points.
Yeah, unbelievable. I don't understand how she's able to do it, but that's why she's on the court and I'm here at the booth. Back to game action. Sullivan dribbles to the outside, tries to find Castro, but put a little too much, a little too eager perhaps. Ball sails out of bounds.
It happens. A couple times you're going to mispass it, maybe throw it to the wrong area of the court. It happens. You just got to shrug it off and move on. You have 7 full minutes to go.
And TCNJ trying to get a quick one with Fricker. The shot's no good. Going the other way is Castro. The relay over to Sullivan. Back to Craigwell. Drives in, double team, no problem for her. What a move from Alyssa Craigwell.
And on the far end had the block too. I think she got a piece of it. Just absolutely elite, Ryan. I don't even know what to say. This is only a freshman. She has 3 strong years to go after this one. The future is bright.
And Coach Jackson will call a timeout for the Lions, and it is a 5-point ball game just like that.
Alyssa Craigwell, 24 on the day today. As you see on the replay there, just weaving through a few players were calling for a 3-point shot. Too bad, it will not happen. And actually, 24 for her is going to be her career second highest. She had 25 against Shenandoah. Fun fact, the only home loss Montclair State had this year was versus Shenandoah, a non-conference NJAC team. But hey, something about these home games, Ryan. Alyssa Craigwell shows up to play basketball.
Absolutely. Alyssa Craigwell is just that good. 5-point game here, 6:51 left. As we're getting ready to set to break the huddle, Ryan Nussbaum alongside Luke Sirianni here from courtside. And Luke, other than Craigwell, who's been your X factor for Montclair State?
I'm still a very big advocate of Benaventine and Vero. Not a lot of scoring overall, but I'll tell you what, Ryan, in big moments, Benaventine has come up huge defensively. Steals, blocks, passing, moving off the ball. Also being a well-rounded leader as well. Senior on this team and a very important player for the program.
Back underway. Nearly the 5-second violation against the Lions. We get Kowalski over to Branchizio. Going towards the other side. Holding the ball, time becoming a factor now for both teams. Over to Fricker. Crossover to the outside. Shot taken. Shot made! Katie Fricker, what a shot for her. Back towards the other end. Montclair looking to respond. Vero right under the basket. Gets it to go. Montclair State keeping pace, 59-53 game. Crossing midcourt now is Branchizio.
TCNJ number 10 always shoots 3-point shots, 54%.
Towards the other end. TCNJ on the attack, looking to maintain the pace. Things are really starting to pick up in terms of momentum. Branchizio's shot is no good. And now we get a whistle. Montclair is going to be happy about that one.
Fun fact for you, Ryan. This is going to be a big one. Branchizio, number 10 on TCNJ, only shoots 3-pointers. She's shooting 54.4% tonight, 18 points, 6 for 11. Talk about a dominant performance. I mean, just absolutely insane. And just elite basketball. I mean, we talked about the long-range shots, but she's done just about everything. And the 3-point shot's not easy to dominate like that.
Yeah, and it's not just, toes on the line area. It's really anywhere she's been able to score for, but she's been a little quiet as of late. Benaventine gets us back underway. Vero swung around. A lob over to Marcotte. She drives in, pressure on her. The whistle's going to be called, and that's going to be a foul against the Lions.
Another chance at the free throw line, I believe, Ryan, and take these points all you could because you're only down by 6 right now. It could be a one-possession game before we know it, something that we haven't seen since early on in the first quarter. It'll be on the floor, never mind.
Fouls on the floor, we're back underway. 16 left on the shot clock, here's Marcotte. Benaventine outside the three-point arc. Looking to drive in. 3 women on her. That shot's going to get swatted away. But now possession's being wrestled. It was a great rejection for TCNJ. It was a fight again with the rejection.
Yeah, I don't think she realized how much pressure was on her on that play. Had 2 or 3 players kind of just hovering over her. But it's okay. It's one possession. You have 5 minutes to go. You're not rushing now because you're not down 21 points, which you once were. It's such a close game. Take it one possession at a time.
For Fight, by the way, that's her 3rd rejection of the game. Very effective, using her height to her advantage. Lions towards the outside, the relay. And now they're starting to play it slowly, perhaps moving a little more deliberately in the closing stages. Towards the outside, ball loose, Craigwell diving for it, and she's trying to get on it, but she can't corral it. Fingers a little slippery, now Branquizio is gonna slow it down. We have a stop in the action from our officiating crew. As we're gonna discuss this real quick. It should be College of New Jersey possession, but we're gonna have the officials get things checked out, and it will be an inbound for the Lions.
Interesting there, under 5 minutes to play, and both teams just fighting for that 1 seed. We'll see who comes out on top, Ryan. I cannot wait for this last stretch.
Kowalski from inside the 3-point arc, but she gets it anyway. I think that one's gonna be a 2-pointer.
It was. High arcing shot. Strollo had her hands right in her face. Kowalski tonight has just been unfazed.
Nonetheless, that's a critical shot as Vero responds, counted, and one. Olivia Vero gets it to go again.
Huge, Ryan. 2-and-1 opportunities today for Vero. She had a big one in the first half that snapped that largest lead of the day for TCNJ. Here's the replay. Let's take another look. Posting up on Fight, goes to the hoop, said, I'm ready for that contact. Give it to me. Put it up and one. Absolutely amazing, as always.
13 on the day for her, trying to make it 14. And she delivers. 61-56, 4:23 left. Game is in striking distance for the Montclair State Redhawks, but they have to be mindful about the time left, as it's nearly a freebie, as it's going to be stolen away by Craigwell. Incredible effort. She's done that multiple times today. 4 minutes left. Marcotte over to Vero. Facing some pressure, 2 women on her. Outside to Marcotte, over to Strollo. Strollo looking for options. Vero, pressure on her. The reverse, the foul. And she's gonna head right back to the line where she was on that last trip to the basket.
Man, she just keeps finding ways, Ryan, to make it work. And whatever you gotta do, if you gotta get back to the line, let's take a look at this replay. See Strollo way behind the line and then feeds to Vero. And again, one-on-one down low with Olivia Vero. You're not going to win that battle too often. She earned 2 shots at the line.
First shot is off the front iron. 2 players in foul trouble for the Lions. It's Fight and McLeod, 2 very solid players for this Lions team. We're currently facing foul trouble. And for Montclair State, as the next foul shot goes in, Sophie Benaventine is also in foul trouble. She has 4, so coming towards the end of the game, both players, both teams, leaving it all on the court. As it's going to be stolen away, Marcotte gets the swat, and now there's going to be a wrestling match at midcourt. What a play, what a nice little maneuver there from Madison Marcotte. Not letting anybody go to sleep there. She just swatted the ball away. Both teams nearly getting good possessions away from that.
Do they call a jump ball there? There's a replay. You see Strollo go into battle with McLeod there. I mean, both teams just want it so bad, Ryan. You can see the passion on the court so far.
4-point game, 3:38 left. Who is going to be the NJAC regular season champion? Branquizio towards the outside. Driving in, Fricker thought about it. Bounced it outside instead. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Back towards the outside, here's Branquizio. She drives in, dished outside, long distance 3. Cannot make good on it. Ball goes out bounds. TCNJ is calling for it. And I think Montclair perhaps is going to come out with it instead.
I don't think so. I think
Lions.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, a hard-fought possession there. 4 points. Anybody's game right now, Ryan.
Is the comeback on for Montclair State, or will TCNJ close out their season the way they want with a regular season championship? That's yet to be determined here with under 3 minutes left. Bounce pass outside. Short time left. Ball swatted away by Marcotte. The prayer was put up, and it was not good. 2:46 left. Montclair has to be very picky about their shots here. They have to get it to go, as the whistle's going to be called and the foul going against TCNJ. It's going to be the third personal foul against Kowalski.
Over the limit now. TCNJ's or Montclair will take a trip to the line. TCNJ is over the limit on fouls, Ryan. Everything now into the bonus for the remainder of this one. An absolute huge turn of events.
Marcotte is going to try to half the deficit for the Redhawks. So we get subs coming back on as well for both teams. And we talked about earlier, Fight, who is in foul trouble coming in. I mean, it's do or die right now with 2:40 left. It doesn't really matter if you foul out at this stage of the game.
See if this place can get real quiet.
As the first shot is off the front of the rim. Marcotte can make it a one-possession game here with this free throw. Lions fans trying to make noise. Everybody else trying to be quiet. Shots up. No good. 0 for 2 from the line is Madison Marcotte, but there's still plenty of time left to be played in this basketball game. Kowalski. Outside, over towards McLeod. To Fight. Back in. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. A bounce pass. Fight on Hughes. Swings it outside. Short time. The layup, the basket, and that one was major.
100 miles an hour on that play, offensively and defensively, but ends up with McLeod getting the last laugh. Nice two-pointer there to give themselves a little bit more of a lead.
Craigwell outside. Strollo, and it is off the rim. Hughes tried to get a hand on it. TCNJ is going to have possession.
They called a foul on Shannon Hughes there over the back. But either way, you're right, off the fingers of Hughes, and it would have went TCNJ ball regardless. Now you got to lock in on defense under that 2-minute mark. I'm curious to see when the fouling game begins.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume it is soon, you know, Montclair with fouls to give as well. Both teams leaving their hearts out on the court. They're leaving everything out on the court. That is how much it means to them. Back underway, under 2 minutes left. Fight, facing the double team. Bounces it back. Hughes trying to cause trouble. Finally, a little bit of freedom. Thought about the three-pointer. Back inside, over now. Bounce pass attempt is going to be, I believe, off the foot potentially. It was hard to see from his vantage point.
And also very wisely to not take that three-pointer. It would just be a silly turnover if you didn't knock it down. TCNJ using the clock, as they should.
Looking to get their second in a row. Their second conference regular season championships. Craigwell's trying to steal it. As the intensity picks up, she's trying to pull a fast one on that line.
Hey, listen, you got to fight for that ball all you could. You don't have a lot of possessions now to get back into this game and take the win. You got to fight every second you have, and the Redhawks, especially in half number 2, did just that. You wonder if they didn't start so slow in the beginning, where would they be right now?
Back underway, 1:20 left. Craigwell, left-handed lay, contact made, and Alyssa Craigwell got fouled, and I believe that is Fight's last foul. She'll be taking a seat.
So foul out for TCNJ. I think you're right, Ryan, and talk about a huge loss for the last minute of this game. Craigwell back to the line, just doing the impossible at this point. 26 points. She has already hit her season high.
And my eyes go right on Olivia Vera because that was the matchup we were looking at, tall on tall for both of these teams. So I really think as we get the replay here, Craigwell clearly fouled there. She goes to the line, but as we get ready for the free throw. Shot is up. Craigwell connects. But as I was saying before, Vero, there was that big-on-big matchup, that tall-on-tall matchup, and now we have a little bit of a potential mismatch now for MSU.
No, you're right. Vero could feel free now for the last minute or so. Unfortunately, time's not on her side.
2 for 2, back to a 4-point game. 2 possessions, 1 minute 12 left. Inbound now, TCNJ. Definitely going to be keeping an eye on that clock, but I think they'd prefer to just put the dagger on it instead. We'll see what they're able to produce here on their offensive possession. Played inside. A lob. Outside, ball is loose. Back over to Branquizio. Branquizio outside for Fricker. She loses the ball. They're calling for the travel, and the bucket is in right before the shot clock expires. A whistle and perhaps a timeout.
Half of the gym wanted to travel. I'm not sure, but regardless, TCNJ fought the adversity here. Look at the replay. We'll take another look. You see Fricker driving in.
I think it's still 63 to 59 here. The official potentially waving off that basket.
Did they?
Oh no, now they're all right, they're readjusting the score now.
Just a little late on the clock, but really, honestly, for Fricker, amazing job on that play. Whether she took an extra step, didn't, she got the bucket. Huge. 6-point lead with 42 seconds. Montclair need a score on this drive. That's why Coach Harvey called a timeout. And after that, regardless, you're going to play the fouling game now and hope TCNJ can miss their free throws. Just a couple chances Montclair couldn't finish the job on today if this is how they lose.
65-59 is the score. TCNJ won the NJAC regular season last year, but came up short in the championship game at home in Ewing. They're going to be looking to come back and this time not only claim the regular season champion, but go get that NJAC championship as well. But if these two teams meet up again, it should be another explosive matchup.
And not to mention, let's say Montclair do get the 2 seed, right? You don't have home field advantage all the way through, fine. They are still going to play with so much heart in this tournament, and you're right. They're going to want to match up against TCNJ again. You know why? They started off so slow, but as of late, they've dominated. You compare TCNJ went into half with 47 points scored, and now they only have 65. It's been a very slow half for TCNJ. It was just about Montclair not being able to get the start that they should have had.
It's been a long time since TCNJ has claimed a proper outright tournament win in the NJAC. As the shot's taken from Strollo, and it is no good. That one has to be a little frustrating as they're going to take a foul.
That was one there that you would like to hit. It was not easy. That was a tough play and also a very deep 3, but here we go, Ryan. We're going to play the foul game, and we know how that goes. It's not easy to do. You got to hope TCNJ get pressured at the line, miss free throws, and then not only that, you got to execute on the far end. But they do have 35 seconds roughly, so I'm not going to rule anything out just yet. 2
timeouts to work with as well for Montclair State. It was the Lions who actually did call the last timeout, surprisingly. So again, a little bit of space, fouls to give, timeouts left. Plenty of players that are good players as well who are not in any kind of foul trouble. So again, there's still a little bit of life left, but again, every shot has to count.
And I'm trying to figure out here, who would they target to foul if they had to pick somebody? I would say Fight, but she's fouled out of the game. You usually like the big play, the center, the tallest one to maybe shoot free throws. Usually they don't have the best percentage, but curious to see who they target here to foul.
Inbound, 30 seconds left for the Lions, and Vero comes in with the foul, 31.1 left.
So it will be Fricker that they choose to foul. Not that they chose to foul her, that's who the ball got inbounded to. Let's see how she does at the line. Obviously high pressure on these free throws, Ryan, especially in crucial moments in the 4th.
TCNJ trying to steal it, or seal it, I should say. It's Fricker. Shot is up and good. 7-point game now for the Lions, and they're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Shots up, and that one is no good. The foul immediately taken by Coach Harvey.
Timeout, Red Hawks, and now's the time to lock in. Do you think they go for a 3-point shot here, or you don't think they force anything? You think they play conservative for 2?
I mean, whatever's open.
Whatever you can get, right.
Whatever you can get, continue to play the foul game. It's still really, it's not a guaranteed, result if you keep fouling after shots. But no matter what the result, you have to be persistent. You have to try to get what you can get.
And I also think TCNJ might give them the 2. They might just guard the 3-point shot. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but it's a lot harder. Even if they hit the 3-point shot, it's still a 4-point game. So I think you cover the 3, you give them a 2 if they want it, and they're still down by 5 at least. So maybe that's the route they go. Let's see what they do here. Look out for Shandon Hughes' hands for a 3-shot.
Absolutely. All the shooters are out for MSU. Inbound now. Beneventine. Tavero. Can't get the bucket. 2 players diving for it. Ball goes out bounds, and the Lions have the possession. We're going to get another timeout call here on the floor. It's TCNJ again calling the full timeout. Are you surprised by this?
Not really. I think you just want to secure that defensive formation for the last couple seconds here, but I'm not sure what happened there because everybody kind of paused for a second and then there was a timeout. So I don't know if there was some confusion, if something else happened on the floor. Regardless, TCNJ likely have the 1 seed locked up, but not just yet. You don't want to get too excited, but you know how these Red Hawks are, Ryan. They're going to want huge revenge if these results hold. And I would expect those 2 to meet again in the playoffs at some point, whether that's the NJAC Finals or right before it. But I would love to see these 2 teams at the very end of it battling it out.
And, I mean, it's a clash of, like, differing expectations, too. I remember at the beginning of the season, the NJAC preseason poll, women's basketball, the Montclair State women's basketball team came out ranked number 7th of 10. They were not expected to go this far, but they went on an absolute tear here in the calendar year 2025 as get a little too ambitious with the inbound for TCNJ. But again, these are 2 teams. TCNJ picked to be the champion of the conference, of the league. Meanwhile, it was Montclair State picked to miss the playoffs altogether. But no matter how you slice it, this is such a statement that's been made. The fact that these 2 teams are playing this hard against each other, really big statement about what Coach Harvey's done for this program this year.
And regardless of how slow they've started off, you're right, Ryan. This will be the end to a 13-game winning streak. Let's just let that sink in for a minute. That's not normal. You can't expect to win every single one, and this is an amazing Lions team. I mean, just the way they set the tone in the first half, mid-range shots they knocked down. Their 3-point shots they hit. And just locking up on defense, you can't be too upset about this one if you fall just short here. But, again, you're always going to think about the what-ifs. What if Montclair started off a little bit quicker in the first half and didn't let up so easy? Who knows? But, again, they're going to get their revenge. I'm pretty confident on it.
Branquizio makes it a 68-59 game. And that might just do it for the Lions. A regular season championship perhaps sealed up.
Yeah, you need a miracle here, but again, TCNJ, if they win the NJAC regular season, it's okay. You have the real title coming up, Ryan, the NJAC title. And this is one that you're gonna want back, but again, you're gonna get your revenge. This is think of it as the second smallest tournament out of this whole year.
Exactly.
NCAA's, don't even worry about that right now. Worry about the NJAC. Worry about title play. Worry about conference play. You only lost 1 game in conference. This would be their second home loss. 11-1 at home. Again, literally nothing to be ashamed of here. And this is a very, very good team, and Montclair matched up so well. They would have won this game by 10 or more if they didn't start off slow. The game planning will be different next time, I know it.
Absolutely, Luke. 23 seconds left to close this one out. Craigwell off the glass gets it.
Big basket there. See the high press now.
Down to a 7-point game is another timeout will be used. It's going to be the final timeout of the day for either team. Both teams taking full advantage of their allotted timeouts.
And rightfully so, Ryan. I mean, there's no reason not to use all of them. This game is way too big to we're not going to use our last timeout. No, this is it for both teams. This is huge. The 1 seed, home court advantage, it's such a big deal in all of sports and even at the college level too. I mean, Panzer playoffs, we know how this place packs up, Ryan. The crowd gets filled, student athletes show out, alumni. We see some alumni here too. A couple people that got inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2023. I see in the building here. again, it's just such great support here. And for TCNJ, if they have the home court advantage, best of luck to them. There's a lot of good teams in the NJAC that are going to want to come at them full strength.
And you're going to want to stay tuned after this one wraps up. The second half of our doubleheader is coming up. It is going to be, again, the other half of the Pride is going to be the men's team for TCNJ taking on the Red Hawks, another one to potentially decide the outcome of the regular season for MSU.
Also fighting one seed implications there. In
exactly.
That game. Crazy.
What a crazy day of basketball here on the final day. Inbound now, 20 seconds left. Craigwell fouls.
This might be the last shot here. Hopefully they missed two. You're going to need them to miss both, likely.
Before we continue on with anything, we just have to acknowledge, you know, regardless of the result, Alyssa Craigwell had an unbelievable performance. A 30-piece for the freshman. Just absolute insanity. 12 for 20 from the field. Hit a three-pointer as well. Man, what a day she had.
Pretty impressive, huh? Her highest scoring game in her rookie season, and I would argue so far her biggest game of her rookie season. She will be back in the playoffs for big performances. I cannot wait for it.
8-point game. Red Hawks have to move quick. Here's Hughes. Can't make the three, and the ball go out bounds with 12.6 left on the clock.
So you were right, Ryan. This should do it. This would snap a 13-game win streak for Montclair State, and it would extend TCNJ's win streak to 9 going into the playoffs. The two hottest teams in NJAC conference play for women's basketball. This playoffs is going to be cinema. Tie up, lock up, and watch it, please. This is going to be like March Madness, Ryan.
Oh, my goodness.
Two of the craziest NJAC conferences between the men's and women's we've had in many years. I know you know the history well. I don't think there's been anything like it in a long time.
Yeah, it's going to be a February frenzy, we can call it, maybe instead of March Madness. But either way, both sides, men's and women's, should be some entertaining basketball, regardless if you're sticking with us here watching the Red Hawks or going really around the conference. So many talented basketball teams, and you know, TCNJ included.
Show up in person if you could, too. It's quite the atmosphere.
Exactly.
We appreciate you joining our stream.
Of course, but we get the inbound, 10 seconds left. Bounce past another whistle, a foul is going to be called yet again. I mean, hey, it's a 6-point game. It's not necessarily, you know, it's going to have to be 2 quick catch and shoots, but crazier things have happened, so these free throws are going to be pretty big here for TCNJ.
And let me say something real quick. I'm looking at all the facial expressions right now from the Red Hawk players, coaches, and everybody on the bench. They're still smiling. They know
Absolutely.
The playoffs are coming. They're not eliminated. This is not the end of the world. This just showed that they came back from being down a whole lot of points early in the game, and we know how they are in the playoffs. They're going to turn up big, and they know this one's going to sting a lot, but they have time to overcome that challenge.
They really had to make the Lions sweat tonight. Final 8, Montclair not giving up. A deep 3 is no good. A whistle, and I believe TCNJ will have the possession. Only a second, 0.3 left. We're going to go to the line one more time. This one to seal it.
They will be back very soon. Next week's going to be an interesting situation with the playoffs here. I want to see how all these other teams do in the NJAC as well, not just TCNJ. You have a ton of other teams that could compete with the 2 teams on the court we've been able to watch tonight. Yeah,
and the 2 teams we're looking at on the court right now split their regular season series. Montclair won down in Ewing earlier in January, and back up here, it's the Lions returning the favor, winning here on the campus of Montclair State University. 1.3 left to close it out, and just like that, it is back-to-back for the TCNJ Lions. They are the regular season champions of the New Jersey Athletic Conference and will have home court advantage throughout the playoffs.
That's huge, Ryan. What a game we had here, and don't look at the score so much. It's been very close throughout. Just the first half, a little slow for the Red Hawks, and we talked about it many times. They came out of the gate just a little slow for their standards, but I will say this, the way that they regrouped at halftime and came out with fire and passion under them. They played so hard, And I know in the playoffs, they're going to have okay momentum going into it. You know why? They didn't lose on a blowout. They were blown out at one point. They came back, didn't give up. This shows that this team will be back in some form at a high level, and I am so excited for the NJAC playoffs. They're going to do great in it.
Look, playoff basketball is defined by tenacity, and Montclair State showed that in large numbers today. So again, no reason to hang your head on this one. Very good basketball game played, but in this case, it was TCNJ coming out with the win, and they will unfurl yet another regular season banner, this time not on home court, but here in Montclair.
And also, first of all, congratulations to TCNJ. Regular season NJAC champs, totally deserved. They did great, and it's going to be amazing to watch them in Montclair State, probably meet again in the playoffs. I keep saying the same thing. It's going to be so exciting.
Absolutely, and that's just going to about wrap it up for us here as the Lions get their championship banner, their regular season championship banner. I'll just about do it for us. Thank you very much for listening. The second half of our doubleheader is coming up after this. For Luke Sirianni, I'm Ryan Nussbaum. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great evening.